Here I am, no makeup, been working and sweating at my second job. Headed back to the house. Today is Thursday, June the 4th, 2026. It is currently 8:54 p.m. I just finished working a community that had 8 buildings, well, doing what's called clean sweeps and stuff, but we had to go, myself and the manager, district manager, had to go up every staircase in the building and take pictures. But anyways, so I've been working that out tonight. Anyhow, I'm noticing how saggy I'm looking. I ordered some collagen, so we're gonna see how that works. I ordered, not a sponsor, Spoiled Child. I used to use their hair stuff, like right here on my hair, and it worked really well, so we'll see what happens with that. I do have an update, a little small update on my post-surgery and then the touch-up lipo. Or actually, it's more of advice. If you end up having something done, some surgical procedure to your stomach, and they do lipo on it, and then they offer to take away the excess skin after the lipo, go ahead every time and say yes, because I've still, even after I've lost over 100 pounds, had the skin removed, had lipo, little extra bump of lipo because there was a couple little spots in there still. I've got some jiggly right around my new belly button because they had to make me a new belly button. So that's my advice on that. If you have that skin removal, have that tummy tuck or whatever, just be sure and get them to take that excess skin off, because I paid a lot of money for this and I want it to be perfect, but I'm not going to have anything else done. So it's close enough that I'm perfectly fine with it, because at my age it really doesn't matter that much. But still, if you want it, especially if you're younger, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, something like that, definitely have that extra skin removed if they offer. So anyway, that's all I got on the update on that. And I know that I said I was going to talk about Japan, so that is what I am on here for, to talk about Japan. It's been 8 months since I went. It really honestly does not seem like it's been that long, but it was September of 2025 when I went, and I was there for 11 days. I came back on the 16th of September. I went on the 5th of September, and I actually didn't get there till the 6th, because from the time that I left until the time that I landed in Okinawa, it was 27 hours. Now, not all that was flight time. I had a couple layovers. But I will say that if you ever fly into Tokyo and that is a connecting flight, you've got to get, international flights. Now you have to recheck your luggage, but you've also got to go through immigration. So I had to go get my bag, go through immigration. And honestly, I can't remember if I got my bag and then went through immigration, or if it's the other way around. I believe I got my bag first, then I went through immigration. And then I almost missed my flight. I mean, I had to go to a whole nother terminal. I didn't even know it. I was at Terminal 1 and I had to go to Terminal 3. And so I got my bag. I ran over to Terminal 3, and you have to ride a shuttle. It's not like something there's no moving sidewalk or anything. Like if you've ever been to Atlanta or one of those places that got those fun as hell, cool ass sidewalks. But ain't no sidewalk there. You got to get on a bus. And the driver was in no hurry. He was just singing and having a good time. People was walking out in front of him, and he didn't care, and they didn't care. And I was like, we're gonna hit somebody, and then I'm gonna be stuck in Tokyo for a night, because I'm gonna have to get another flight, because he's gonna be in jail because he ran over. But he sure didn't, and people and he was just driving along, just singing. So that was an experience. But anyhow, we got to the terminal, and I showed my boarding pass to one of the he was a cop or some type of in law enforcement, because he had like a rifle and everything sitting right inside the door. But I showed my boarding pass to him, and his eyes got huge, and he goes like this and starts running. Well, there was another couple that was also from America going to Okinawa, and they had also got on the flight from Dallas to Tokyo, same exact thing as me. And anyhow, we go down to the counter for Japan Airlines, and I show him my boarding pass, and that guy's eyes got huge, and he typed everything in real fast. So, and the couple went to a different agent. Then I had to go, they took my bag, so I had to go back up and go through like their version of TSA again. So I finally get through that. I've got 5 minutes till my flight leaves. So I run through and I look and I'm at gate 2, and it goes both ways. And my gate is gate 46, I think it was. 46 or 48, I can't remember. It was 40 something. So I see a Japan Airlines desk right there, and I run up to it and I said, which way? She's like, that way, all the way at the end. So I was hauling ass. I was running as fast as I've ever run in my life. I'm honestly surprised I did not pee on myself. I was running that fast. But through the Tokyo airport, and right there they had a moving sidewalk in the middle, of course. So, but even I was running faster than the people on the moving sidewalk that were walking. And I mean, just hauling. And I got down finally to my gate, and I ran out the little thing, and in a little boarding, I don't know what that little thing is called, the little hallway, the moving hallway that you get on. Anyhow, and I jumped on the airplane and got to my seat, and I was like sweating and stuff and breathing hard and fanning, and unfortunately I had a middle seat. It's the only flight I had a middle seat on. That's the only one they could get me on. Well, but there was nobody else on the aisle, and I was like, okay, cool. So they start to shut the door. Oh, and I see the other American couple come down the aisle, and I waved at them. I was like, hey, yay, we all made it. So they start to shut the door, and this girl literally dove onto the plane. I mean, she was like, yeah, and she jumped up. She like landed on her knees. She jumped up. She went, whew. So she comes down the aisle while she's sitting beside me. So come to find out, she also had been on the same flight from America that we had been on. And she was Korean, but she worked internationally, and she was coming to Okinawa for, I think, 3 weeks is what she told me, for her work. But we talked a little bit, and she told me, recommended some places, because that was not her first trip to Okinawa. She recommended some places to eat, and then I moved over to the end seat so I wouldn't be right up on top of her, because nobody ever came on this side. And then we both fell asleep, because the flight from the mainland to Okinawa is about 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. I did not realize that Okinawa was that far, but it is definitely not close to the mainland. I think it's like 1,300 miles down to it. It's a little bitty island, but it is big, little bitty, itty bitty, way down in the ocean. And again, I had no clue. But anyhow, so I landed, and my daughter was there to pick me up, and it was the most glorious sight I've ever seen, because I was texting her the whole time. I was like, I'm gonna miss this plane, and she's like, I believe in you, Mommy, you can do it, I got faith in you. So anyway, yeah, I made it to Okinawa, and she had her little car, and it was really cool. They drive on the steering wheels on the right side instead of the left side. So it's Naha is the name of the city where the airport is that I landed, and she lives on Kadena Air Force Base. It's about, 45 minute drive in traffic back to her house. But of course you have to have a sponsor to get onto base, so we had to go to the little office right there at the front, and there was a Japanese police officer who was doing the check-ins at that time, and a very, very nice man, and he obviously knew English, but he was broken English, but we were talking also, and he said, how long was your flight? And I said it was 27 hours, and he said, yeah. So obviously I looked rough, or he said, how long have you been traveling? That's what he said, not how long is your flight, how long have you been traveling? And I said 27 hours, and he's like, yeah. So I knew then that it was time for me to go take a little nap. But we got to her house, and her husband was there, and he gave me a big old hug, and I was happy to see him. And I sat on the couch, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit. I took a shower, and I said, I'm just gonna sit here on the couch for just a minute. And the next thing I knew, it was like an hour and a half later, and I was dead asleep. I didn't eat. Or maybe I did. Actually, yeah, I did eat. We ordered Chili's. I was so sleepy, because they have a Chili's on base. They have all the American restaurants on base. But I was so sleepy that I remember now I did eat, but I don't remember what I ate, and I don't remember nothing about what they ate or nothing. All I know is that there's a Chili's on base, and he did go get Chili's. I do remember that part now. See, when I tell the story, I remember things that happened. That unfortunately is a sign of my age. Used to, I knew everything all the time because I was sharp. But in the past, I don't know, 6-8 months, my little brain is starting to get a few cracks in it. But hopefully I'm going to go to the doctor and hopefully get that remedied here pretty soon. Anyways, that's the beginning of my Japan story, and that took a whole lot longer than I thought it would. So I'm going to break this up into parts. But that's part number 1, and it'll be a couple days, but I will do a part 2 and tell you about while I was there and some of the wonderful, amazing, lovely, beautiful things that we did on that. It's an amazing place, and if I can, I'm going to go back if I get a chance. But anyway, that's it for tonight. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon.